Welcome back to another episode of the Resilient Philosopher. This is D. Leon Dantes, and as we all know, it's not the greatest time right now. Fortunately, Charlie Kirk fell into what I can only describe by now an obvious problem. Charlie Kirk is shot by some extremist. There's no way to justify it. It is a horrendous crime. Hopefully, the right person has been captured and we will find out the reasoning behind it. I try never to be political because at the end of the day, I believe that it should be the best for the nation. It shouldn't matter what political views you have. It is always what's best for the nation. And therefore, I just, I don't think anyone should be killed. Definitely, no one should be killed for the right to the First Amendment. Do I ever agree with everything he had to say? No. But that's the beauty of life, being able to agree to disagree, knowing that no matter what, at the end of the day, he was a human being, a father, a son, a husband, and his family is the one who is going to now carry that pain. It's, it's sad. But we also have to remember that there was a shooting in a high school that day, that not too long ago there was another shooting in a school. And this is becoming an obvious problem. I am a strong believer in the Second Amendment. I think that it is important to keep it alive. It is necessary not only for our personal defense, but to defend the Constitution if it ever comes to it. So I completely agree with the Second Amendment. But we must find a solution to these school shootings, to these mass shootings, and definitely to assassination. We have recently had our president try to be assassinated, and now influencer and activist, a well known conservative, is shot. So it's it's a problem. And to now say it differently, it is a problem. It's a nationwide problem that we're having where access to guns are available to people with mental health issue. Personally, I don't believe that we have people with guns without doing evaluations every, I don't know, year at least. How can, I mean, with the amount of stress that anyone can be living under, to allow people to just randomly have guns is insane, first of all. Second of all, gun owners that truly love the Second Amendment are trained with their weapon and they know the misuse of their weapon is against the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is not for you to go out and be like a Hollywood movie in the Wild Wild West. No, the Second Amendment, it is for our own protection, defensive mechanism, not an offensive mechanism, a defensive mechanism for the protection of ourselves, of our family, and our constitution. And that is where I say some of the things I do agree. I did agree with Charlie Kirk. But what I would like to see is a system that impairs people with mental health issues to have access to guns. That is what needs to be done. The what we need done because we're losing too many people, and we're losing people that could have made a change, people that could bring the next generation, a president, a scientist, every time a member of our youth dies in a school shooting. And as a father of three, it's worrisome. It's worrisome because just because a person has a registered gun, if they don't know how to use it, if they don't go out and use it in a shooting range, they're a liability. You just can't pull a gun and aim and shoot. You need to practice with it. So, how is it that these individuals are going unseen? And this is not about blaming the parents. By no means. It's about pointing out how is this just happening by our nation. I still remember when the shooting in the high school in Columbine, Colorado, it shook me. I couldn't understand how in United States of America that could happen. And I remember how it changed schools. We from that moment on there was a lot more security in schools in Florida, far away from Colorado. And now to have even active shooter training, not only in schools, but in jobs and everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but in jobs and schools. And that has been within the last 30 years. 30 years now that the progression of school shootings, workplace shootings have gone up. Mass shooting has gone up tremendously in the last 30 years. And it wasn't right 30 years ago, and it shouldn't be happening now. By now, we should have had a better solution to this problem. Again, gun owners, defenders of the Second Amendment, know how to use a gun. They know the importance of using your gun properly because they believe in the Second Amendment. I've met conservative Democrats who own guns for hunting, and they know to keep everything separated. They know how to clean their guns, do everything exactly the way they're supposed to because they enjoy going hunting. Personally, I like bow and arrows, crossbows, machetes, stuff like that. But that's why I believe in the Second Amendment. I'm sorry to be rumbling, but it's been a hard week already. A rough last 4 days. I surely hope that we can find a way to heal and move forward and hope that we can use this as a way to come together. That we have something positive, a positive outcome from this. And I believe that's what Charlie Kirk would have wanted. I don't think he would have wanted us divisive, but I think he would have wanted us to be together, to be able to move forward as a nation. Thank you for listening to this episode, and see you next Tuesday. You will always be remembered, Charlie Kirk. You will always be remembered.